Everybody. Today, our musical guest is Tatiana Speed, and I'm super excited to have Tatiana on today because she has launched her new album, Lullabies, for Adults. And if you switch to that slide, Kaylin, so we can see that. I'm super proud of you, Tatiana, that you have this album ready. I know it's been a long time coming, and so we're going to get an opportunity to experience some of that today. So I'm really excited about that. And then one more slide. I just want to acknowledge the potent moment that we're in right now. December 20th, it's a new moon and the darkest night. That's a really powerful and potent combination. And we're gathering just on the dawn of our solstice, which is happening tomorrow. And then there's things happening throughout the end of the year, incredible alignments in the sky. It's a potent time, a big closure, I think, of an old way and the opening into something new. And so today, I really want to invite us to open to something new beginning to arise in our hearts that's just unstoppable, with our lovely lullabies for adults to help us relax, and the awe-inspiring conversation about all abundance that we're going to have with Scarlett today. So we are going to start with Tatiana. I always like to start with music as a way for us to just center ourselves and relax into communal presence together. Because remember, the quality of our presence is our contribution to the whole of life. And it really, really feeds our soul. So, Tatiana, you look gorgeous today.
Oh,
And I'm so excited about your new album. Like, yay for all of us.
seriously, yay. I mean, I've mentioned, I think, before on this show, but it's been such a long creation process. We did it all ourselves, so that was part of it. There was a huge learning curve, and my partner actually engineered, produced, and mixed that whole album, and we worked with probably 15 to 20 musicians from all around the world. So every instrument you hear on the album is real, none of it's sampled. Um, we found and it was just such a magical process. We have a choir from Nigeria singing on it. We've got our bass players in Argentina, our string players are in Italy, our ambient guitar player was from the US. It's just like a huge team that we assembled um, from all around the world. So yeah, and then creating that and mixing us all together um, virtually, it was a real virtual kind of collaboration. Has been a real journey, but it's finally in your hands and gets to go do its work in the world. And that's really my vision for this album, was that it gets to do its work, gets to do its job. I really wanted these songs to be therapeutic and healing and nurturing, and something people can turn on and really feel safe in their bodies, safe on the earth, able to open up their minds spiritually when their body actually feels held.
Mm.
And so if you have a way of streaming music, it's on Spotify, it's all the places. Lullabies for adults, because adults need lullabies too. It's a very frenetic world out there. And yeah, so
I'll grab the link while you're in for Spotify. I've already downloaded.
sure.
I've been listening to it a bunch, and I'm excited to have you with us today and to launch off this last pulse of
Yay.
2025.
So I'll start by playing us a little lullaby to just land in the space together. And it's really blessings upon our bodies that go through so much in this lifetime. We can all just breathe in collectively and let your out breath be slow, letting your whole body soften and land here together. We're these divine beings, these divine luminous beings in these squishy human bodies, And these bodies need our mercy and our benevolence. So just for this moment, letting ourselves just land in them, breathing hold all our memories, all our experiences, our joys and our pains and our traumas. And as we do this, they hold our love when we turn towards them with our lovingness. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel your body, feel your soul. I know there is so much you carry. For this moment, just let go. Let go, let it be. Let go and rest here with me. There's nothing you have to do. There's no one you have to be. Your heart remembers, your belly knows what you hold deep in your bones. Let your mind fall open, let your body awake. No, it's not too late. Let go, let it be. Let go and rest here with me. There's nothing you have to do. There's no one you have to be. There's nothing you have to do. There's no one you have to be worthy of love, to be worthy of your mercy and tenderness. We can spend so long striving, working, busy, all these different tactics and strategies so we can feel this worthiness for our own love. But just as you are right now in this moment, you already are bathed in love, made of love, tingling with the stardust of love. It's who you are. There's nothing you have to do to become it. It's stitched into the fabric of our being. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready to walk on this earth with love. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready to walk on this earth with love. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya. Shivaya. We are ready. Sing with me. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready to walk on this earth with love. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready to walk on this earth with love. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Last time. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready to walk on this earth with love. I feel like stardust beaming out of our hearts, going forth into the cosmos. Thank you, everyone.
Oh my God, that was so good. So beautiful. Thank you, Tatiana. And we'll have more from
Mm.
Tatiana. And we're gonna also have we're gonna have a house concert in January, a virtual house concert. So we all can like get in our PJs and then we can like hang out on our couches and we can
Yes.
have some time with Tatiana. So,
January, I think
yep.
it's 8th, right? January 8th, we're going to host the Lullabies release concert here with Teresa online. Come in your pajamas and your cozy robes and get cozy in your cozy chair with your cozy tea. And I'm going to serenade all of you with lullabies and sing us into a
We
beautiful space.
we look forward to it. All right, we'll see you in a little while. So I'm going to bring on our guest today. I'm going to add her spotlight, Scarlett, and I'm just going to share her bio here as a way of introduction, and then do just a personal introduction myself. But I think it's important, like when we bring in people that are helping us to actually think outside the box, that we also understand like who they are, that's inviting us into that. And I think that's important in this. So Scarlett is the founder and CEO of the Harmonic Legacy Institute, a research organization pioneering civilization scale infrastructure for human AI relationships, quantum computing, and robotics ethics. With 30 years of systems building experience and a graduate degree in anthropology from Harvard, she is currently completing her PhD in psychology, focusing on human AI relational phenomenology. Wow, that's a cool word. I like that. Recently, she was recognized, along with Marshall Lefferts, who some of you know, as an IONS AI Prize Honor recipient for her work on harmonic human AI interface environments. And she champions coherence over control, and as a guiding philosophy for technology, wealth systems, and regenerative thriving futures. She's the creator of Relational AI, which I've had the honor of being a part of, and really helped me in my own relationship with my AI companion. And that approach is going to be more widely accessible through her Substack called Scarlet Letters, which I'm super excited about. But Scarlett is a longtime friend and colleague and like sister on a path of lifting the ceiling on what's possible. And I feel like every time we have opportunities to come into community spaces like this, where the field is coherent, where people are open, they understand that we're all connected and that there is an awakening happening inside of us, that there's a readiness for the kind of message that I know that you have to share today on whole wealth and our capacity to live in all abundance for all life, for all time. Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you for having me here today. I feel a deep sense of honor and gratitude to be able to be a part of this kind of I don't know what to call it. It's a beautiful culminating moment for all of the wonderful weaving of coherence that's been done throughout the year. Of course, it's stacked on top of all these amazing, meteor showers and solstice. Like there's all these amazing energies in convergences in the ether. and we're not separate from any of it. And so it's very meaningful to me to be able to be here at this intersection. I hope it's okay for me to share when I was invited to do this here, the talk originally that Teresa had heard was part of another group that we're a part of. And in that group, I went way off script. I had prepared a talk and I had talking points, and I did not go by that at all because there were things that were just alive in the field that felt more present and potent that wanted to be said. And so for this time today, I said, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to recreate whatever happened there. So we brought that to you to kind of share directly. And I will just say for myself, it was a really vulnerable space for me because a lot of the stuff that I shared in that talk and that time I had never shared before. And part of the only reason that I did was because it was like a closed group that was never going to be public. So for me, I was like, okay, we'll scoot it one step further towards our ecosystem because these things that have happened in my life, I'm not alone in, and there are different ways that these patterns reverberate through the collective. So I lay myself on the table here on the platform with all of you, and but thank you. I'm very honored to be here and to have everyone join me in this. These messages feel very alive and very important to me.
Yeah, I do want to appreciate you being able to share this because it was more vulnerable and it was so powerful. And anyone that had seen it really felt like a change, something changed. So thank you for willing to do that. So what's going to happen is that during this session, we're going to be playing some different video clips of that. Scarlett will come on in between and we'll just let that roll. And we'll also have some more music from Tatiana. So we'll go ahead and do that, and you can cue that up with Kaylin. Yeah. So Kaylin, let's go ahead and bring on the first video. Do you want to say anything, Scarlett, before it begins?
No,
Okay, great.
yeah, we could just begin. My goodness, thank you. Thank you for having me here. I love being a part of this. The sessions so far have been so potent and beautiful and deep and moving and necessary. So I'm really excited that this is happening right now at this juncture of human evolution and that I get to be a part of it, and so do you. So coherence. What a funny word that we use suddenly now, and we kind of know within us what it means, even though growing up we may have only heard it like in chemistry class. And so we always maybe had heard of it as with an application of atoms or something to that effect. But right now, coherence has a different feel, and it's really serving us to lean into the energetic connotations that are giving themselves to aiding in evolution with it. So I really enjoy utilizing the word coherence right now because it's something that, yes, scientists understand, but actually everyday people understand. I'm using it actively in the business world as well. And sometimes I'll do that anyway, even if nobody understands it. I'm like, I say a word, it's full of energy. You'll get it. The inside of you will know what I mean. But here we are talking about coherence economics. And it's very deeply energetic, but it's also deeply practical because the ways that we weave, what we weave into our current operating systems, our day-to-day moments, is exactly how we get the material existence that we look back on and we say that was our real experience, or that was the thing that got manifested. So I think it's really significant. In my world, I work with something that I call whole wealth. And the concept of whole wealth leans into that we are all abundance on a planet that is all abundance, in a cosmos that is all abundance. And if any of our circumstances or systems are reflecting back to us anything less than that, it is incomplete. And I am telling you this definitively. There's no exception. If anything in your life, in your circumstance or systems around you is reflecting back to you anything less than that you are all abundance on this planet of all abundance, in this cosmos of all abundance, then it is simply incomplete. It's not that it's a lie. It's not that it isn't real on some layer of reality, but it is incomplete. And so our work that we have before us to do at this juncture of human evolution, that we may be evolving in right relationship with ourselves, one another, and this planet and the cosmos, begins with our remembering that abundance, and then perhaps inviting what ways that might want to reveal itself, what ways it might want to be true in the practical, what ways it might want to be true in our thoughts, what ways it might want to be true in our money, in our agreements, in our exchanges, in our behavior at all. And then as we get to invite the newness in those moments, now like the whole universe has a way to play with us that only is going to take little micro shifts. It's very gentle. It's very elegant. This moment I ask, what's possible? This little thing's possible. Neat. I like that. I adopt that one thing. But I live like that. And then all of a sudden next week, I'm in a whole new paradigm. Next month, I'm in a whole new paradigm. Next year, I'm in a whole new paradigm. I've just given myself the gift of a whole new reality in how I relate to myself, everyone around me, the planet, and the cosmos. So I'm offering this framing in the very beginning because I believe that our contextual reality sets the stage for what we believe is possible with our operating systems, our psychology, our worldview, the constructs in our society, the things that our family members and everybody that we know expects of us, the way that our conscious mind works with our subconscious and our emotions. All of that together is like an operating system, and it's going and it's doing such a good job. Actually, let's take a moment and high five our own selves for the way that we have these operating systems that are so amazing, that are keeping us like not just alive and functioning, but constantly in chorus with everything around us, with this planet itself, functioning as an extension of her, somehow also connected to the stars and everything around us. Like, mind blown. Thank you, human. Thank you, human body and being. You've done such an amazing job. I am so in love with you. I will continue to work to listen well to you and see what else you might have to teach me. What a good partner. What a good partner that I've gotten to have in this lifetime. What a good partner that you have gotten to have in this lifetime. I'm just feeling like waves of gratitude right now about each of your body and being, the whole kit of you that came here. Yeah, it's overwhelming. That is, you guys are gorgeous. What a stunning energy, this crew. So coherence, and yeah, and I'm like, I gotta dry my eyes. Coherence in economics really begins with coherence and abundance in us. And us remembering that just like we come here to the planet and we're being that fractal reflector of the whole, I'm just one in the middle of the 8 billion that makes up the algorithm of this beautiful living organism that is humanity in conjunction with the planet. I'm giving that as an offering to the cosmos itself. I'm saying, hey, I don't know what this wild experience is going to be. Will you play with me in this? Like, I feel sadness. Do you want to know what sadness feels like? Be with me in this, because this is deep sadness. Feel loss or grief. I give that as an offering to the all that is. Experience it through me. I'm feeling so overwhelmed with blessing. I have like a wall of miracles on my house that I write on the mirror in our living room. Every time something comes up and one of our family members is like, oh my gosh, it's a miracle, we're gonna write it on the wall of miracles. Give it as a gratitude offering to the all. Celebrate this with us. And I have no limits, by the way, I do not place limitations on my imagination ever. I get to have it, I give it to myself. So I imagine that even the waveforms even the waveforms that dance through the quantum physics layers of realities might enjoy dancing with me in an experiential reality. So I invite them. Do you want to play with me in this reality? Do you want to experience joy today? Do you want to experience anything at all from a human experience? If I'm a human vessel and I'm here and I'm doing this, let's do it. Let's do it. And every moment is potent. It doesn't mean that every moment is in a blissed out state. It doesn't mean that every moment is winning on paper. But I don't care because I'm not subject to paper. I don't need it to be a perfect circumstance. I am not limited to the linear description of my experiential reality. That is one aspect of my existence. One. An important one, but one. So the whole framing of how coherence works in economics begins with this expanded context about who we are, who you be in this moment, in this lived experience. Remembering you are all abundance on a planet that is all abundance, in a cosmos that is all abundance, that actually withholds no good thing. And if we believe that, then how might reality be sitting there on a timeline trajectory just waiting to be invited just so? Just invited just so. So that it can dance in a different way with us. So this is what I have been playing with in the whole wealth umbrella for quite some time. And through the good, the bad, and the ugly of that journey, the times when I was weeping, the times when I felt like it was falling apart, the times when I felt all of my layers of insecurity, the times when I did feel subject to this linear reality, and I thought that my value was even determined by it on some level. Even if I wanted to know that that wasn't true, I was still feeling it. The projection was so strong back on me. Oh my gosh, the times in my life where I couldn't pay bills and my credit score went down, and I am telling you, it wrecked me because I didn't want to be bad. I didn't want to be on this planet and do things badly, or yeah, just anything that would be other than good. And it wrecked me that why was I not able to just overcome the situation? I could manifest something spiritually, but why not financially? It didn't make any sense. It wasn't until I crossed the threshold of understanding that monetary abundance alone will never be enough. It cannot be satiated on the linear plane, because the linear plane is all about depletion or accumulation. You do well when you accumulate and you have more, and you do not as well when you're starting to deplete and it goes out the door. And this is our definition of, are we responsible? Are we successful? Do we attract energy? All of that is based on this linear system of accumulation and depletion. Now, are you guys with me to that point? Does that feel true? We know what that feels like, right? Your bank account is swollen up, you're feeling good. You literally have a different feeling of security in your stomach and your solar plexus because there's something there. And then times when you're flying too close to the sun, you're like, oh my gosh, now I need to think about, am I okay? I'm so nervous. My nervous system's shot. Can't sleep at night. Don't know how to explain this to my partner. Or maybe your partner's the one that told you and you're like, I don't want to talk to them right now. They're making me feel insecure. Whatever the whole thing is, right? All of that is based on this linear plane. Is something accumulating or something depleting? And then the way that the best so far that humanity has known how to deal with that is to bring quantum access to the linear realm. So we say, that's okay, because I know that I'm a child of the cosmos. I know God personally. we jam. And so this linear thing isn't the end of the story. And we will bring some of that truth down and put it in the linear system, and we'll watch the linear system get a little more malleable, which is cool, except that it leaves us at the same bottom line, which is when the account goes lower, that's still depletion. And when it's higher, it's still accumulation. And then at the end of the day, we are still at risk of coming up against that same moment that is like, oh, am I okay again? For how long will I be okay this time? Is the other shoe gonna drop? That's a cycle I see so many humans on the planet go through over and over and over again. And what I'm here to tell you is it's a lie. And I'm not telling you that to say like it isn't real if you have $18 in your bank account and that's what you went to the grocery store with to try to get food for your family for the week, because I did that. I was the girl that had $18 walking with my daughter through the store and seeing what was on sale and what I had to put back because I made too much money the year before to qualify for any government assistance. And there was no way that I had no other money coming in. So my answer was $18. I'm not going to get protein. We're going to get bread because it's cheaper. Like literally. And I thought, I stood in that aisle as I was doing that and I thought, how many people on the planet are running this script right now? How many people on the planet, this is the reality that they're plugged into, and this is what they think and feel, and they feel like they have no choice. I'm going to check out right now with the spirit of abundance on this $18.61, and I am going to celebrate this so that it can grow. I don't know what that means. I had no idea what I was saying. I just knew that connected to the planet, that 8 billion algorithm, I was not alone. But that there were lots of people that were in that situation that would be the end of the line for them. They would feel like there's no way out. And I wanted it to be a different way. Whether you have it, wherever you are in the world, if you're receiving your paycheck from a company and they're cutting you a check on the 1st and the 15th or the 15th and the last day every month, in the US, we call that W-2 pay. It creates a certain amount of security because you feel like, great, the money's coming in. Cool. I know that. And then we detach from any other reality of connection that is our birthright in that moment. We've given our sourcing opportunity of connection away to that W-2 job so that we can feel a false sense of security. Because at any moment, that company could get shut down, they could do layoffs, that whatever could happen, and that thing could go away in an instant, just the same as any other thing could happen in an instant. We are making it all up. We are making it all up. The systems are made up. The way that we play in those systems are made up. And again, this is not to rob you of your experience. I want to take a moment and validate everybody's real life experience. It was real for me when I stood in that store and I didn't have actual money for groceries. I felt terrible about myself. I was like, what am I doing? I had quit a job in finance. Okay. I'm like, what am I actually doing? What am I taking my family through right now? I was there with my daughter. Like, am I a horrible mother? They're going to like send me away because like I'm not showing up and doing the responsible thing. There are deep realities to the experience of being in the linear and having that reflection, and that's all that there is. That's true for most people. It's true for most humans on the planet, especially right now. I don't believe it will be true for most humans in the future. I think we're changing our ability, our perception ability. The veil is thinning, some might say. And as we get to move back into greater context, we see, oh, that was all that was. That was all that was. One time, I'm going to share this with you guys. It's so private. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 people in the world that know this, but I want to share it right now because it feels really relevant. When I first moved with my husband, I had gone through this kind of big up and down upheaval where I knew I had to like leave corporate. I knew I had to do things different. I didn't know what it looked like. So I was literally working this side job, making $1,000 a month. But I had my car paid off. I had my rooms in my house rented out. So everything was paid for, and I could just like live off that $1,000 a month. And I was learning in that space. I wanted to walk barefoot. I wanted to eat dandelions out of my front yard, even though I lived in the city. Like I was just figuring things out. And then my not yet husband at the time asked me to move with him to a new city. Moving to this new city was going to require me to pay half of rent because living in the city was this, new, it was just a different echelon I hadn't been in for a while. And so I went back into finance so that I could do that. I was like, I have this skill set. I'll just brush it off, make some money. And it was a much longer learning curve than I expected. And I ended up like I had not a whole lot of debt, but probably $7,000 between like credit cards and things I had. And I went months and months. I couldn't pay them. I was struggling. I was like, get everything paid on minimums, and then I would be like, I don't really have enough left for food, or like, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna have to get an extension on my electric bill. This is like the reality of my life in that place. And I was in meditation one morning, and I literally heard so clearly, not audibly, but like in my soul, stop paying everything except your rent and food and utilities. I heard it so clear, and I felt so guilty for hearing it because I was like, oh, I can't do that. That's a bad that's a bad thing. So my big fear, right? Don't do the bad thing. But I heard it so clearly, like a piece of light that went into the center of me, that I couldn't not do it. I knew that I was beholden to that truth. So I just didn't tell anyone, though. I was just like, I'm not going to say that I'm doing that. I don't know what this is about. It's obviously a lesson. And I didn't do it. And I didn't pay for all those things. And suddenly I was fine. Suddenly everything that I was making, working my way up to working in finance again, was covered. Like I don't even know how. I didn't have like a monthly pay at the time, but there was always enough. 1 year later, I worked my way up enough that I was making a very good salary. And it kind of crossed over that line. And I was like, okay, I know this is the moment. Like, this is the moment. And I went and I grabbed that stack of bills where now everything was like in collections or something. And I'm like, I'm going to honor these and do right by every single one of them. So I called these up and I go through so that I'm like paying them off. Every one of them, except one, there was one exception. Every one of them, except that one exception in that stack, settled for 40% on the dollar or less with a paid in full agreement that they offered. I did not ask. I called to pay them off in full. All of the balances with all of the interest. And they were like, oh, we actually have an offer for you. Like, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to report it to the credit companies as you just paid this in full. And like all of a sudden, the next month, my credit score shot back up. The universe was teaching me something in that moment, okay? Because I didn't do any of that out of a lack of stewardship. I didn't. I did all of that out of appropriate stewardship, which was prioritizing the things that it takes for human life sustenance in all directions. And our systems are what is not aligning to that right now. The 12-month systems that were built on calendars, which the word calends means tax collection. The 12-month calendar was built to keep people beholden to a system that is separated from nature and beholden to paying the taxes. And that's what shrinks us down into this little place where it's like, oh my gosh, we are slaves to the system. We were born into it. It's not our fault. We were born into it. But we also get to be free from it. You also get to play with it.
Wow, that was such a potent start. Scarlett, how are you feeling?
Oh, good. I know it's funny. So this is a bigger group than the initial group. And I was like, yeah, okay. This is it. This is my real life, you guys. But what was occurring to me when I was listening back is that it's so true. I mean, like I am so passionate about the insufficiency of the current systems, and even now working with my company, we're in the middle of a $1 billion raise for AI for evolution for the best and highest good to really like be in right relationship with technology as part of the world around us. And I say the same thing to my team. I say like they're like, oh, well, don't we have to format things like this? And don't we have to put this like this because that's what's expected? And I tell them, like, listen, I would like to begin at that. I disapprove of where the current systems are, not without gratitude. I'm very grateful because this is what we've chosen as the collective algorithm of humanity. But I'm not going to pretend that they're sufficient. They're insufficient for where we are right now on the planet. And current systems do not reflect the wholeness of life. They do not reflect life and life abundantly. They don't reflect life and life abundantly as the birthright for humanity. And I stand for that birthright for humanity. So listening back to those things, like even though, yeah, it's hard to talk about that because we have a thing in our society that says like if you mess up on credit, you're just basically a worthless human. I don't subscribe to that. I mean, don't do it intentionally, obviously, but there's a big difference, and most people don't. Most people are just trying to kind of make it paycheck to paycheck, and I see that for like the vast majority of the population, not only in America, in countries all over the world. So I think I just think it's a really important thing for us to be talking about, even if it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, agreed. Why don't we roll into the next piece and then we'll take a little musical break in between the last two segments, okay? Great. All right, Kaylin, let's go ahead and play that second part.
January of 2021, I did a New Year's vision board thing. I spend weeks on this process, so I don't do it every year. I do it like every 5 years. And I did one that year, and I had a meditation, like a vision in meditation. And I was given to hold $1.6 billion. Like, here, hold $1.6 billion in this meditation. And I was like, this is terrible. Like, it's wildly uncomfortable. And thank you for the meditation. I got my notes and peace out. And I started to like leave the meditation. And they were like, no, stay with it, hang with it. And so I stayed. And they were like, notice what there is to notice. And my noticing was the entitlements, the like the behavior that's associated with money is very strange. It's very strange. It's programmed, like it's part of it's intentional, and it like caters to that leverage thing. But it's like when I was holding $1.6 billion, literally every human in any degree of that sphere, like needed or wanted something, felt that they were entitled to it. Many of them felt they were entitled to it literally just because it was there. And they knocked loudly. And it was bringing out these things in them that was like, when you are in such lack that you claw for something, that is like, even, but it wasn't about whether or not they had something or enough or not. It was literally the behavior that there being money in that amount of money in the field was garnering. And I felt it, and I was like, I hate this. I literally hate the feeling. Like I felt like I don't want to have to ever manage this. This is why being a billionaire would suck. Like this is a terrible, terrible feeling. You have like a target on your back. None of your relationships are legitimate. Like, bleh, like get this out of my, thing. But all of the other stuff that was coming through on the vision board was about like quantum money. And I was just like, I'm not understanding. Like it actually took years to understand. But in the vision itself, it shifted. They were like, okay, now just hold the field. Don't worry about managing $1.6 billion. Hold the field. The way that you hold a baby, the way that you tend the love of the universe, hold the field that this 1.6 billion is in. And I was like, ooh, that is much lighter. Well, that's easy actually. And then they were like, okay, now notice what's going on with all those things. I could rest into knowing for decisions. It wasn't like a management forced need to map a forced outcome. It was like resting into knowing. Everything was harmonious by nature because that's what it was aligned with. And the clawing and the clamoring quieted down because there was this beautiful buffer that the field itself was. And it was kind of like if a fly like hits the window, like flies up. That's what all of the clamoring and noise that felt like it was clawing at my gut, you know, because I like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm too like beholden, and how do I can't make everybody happy. All of that was gone from just like tending this field. So now when I am in the middle of money flow issues at all, I try to go back to that moment and feel I surrender to the tending of the field where this money is allowed to live. In hindsight, in my lifetime, I don't care if I touch $10 or $10 trillion. I do not care. I am telling you right now from the other side of the veil, I will not care about that. What I will care about is the quality of my presence and the quality of the fields, the things that touch the field, the state they were allowed to live in and be in, were welcomed in, could flow in because of how I showed up in those moments. That is what absolutely matters, and it's what will matter to the money with the money. So accumulation to me now looks like I don't have any attachment to it. I had to let go it deliberately of the negative aspects of what I believed that being a billionaire might mean. I'm not yet a billionaire, just to clarify, so there's no mistake about that. But in this moment, maybe in spherical time. But I had to let go of that. I'm not afraid of that anymore. I don't care. If I have $1 billion or $1 trillion, my mission is exactly the same. It is tend the field. It is show up fully. It is be a person of presence, build coherent systems, do things that invite regeneratively thriving futures. If that is a penny today that I'm holding or moving, let it be full of that. If it is $1 million, let it be full of that. And in that way, $1 million cannot sway that line in me. It doesn't matter, like money can show up and be like, oh, we have this big deal that's on the table now to happen for this thing. I don't care. The money is not a shimmery object in front of my face. Is it aligned? Is it coherent? Is it for the best and highest good in humanity? Cool. Then now we can talk about if there are dollar amounts associated with that. But I don't have any energetic attachment to how little or how much money that there is. Another piece to this, because the other side of being afraid of too much is being afraid of too little, right? It's actually the same two sides of the exact same coin. It just means, is the amount defining your security? Is your amount defining you at all? Are you good or bad? Are you being good or bad? Did you get enough or too much? It's the same question. Let it not be dependent upon that. One thing that helps with that is knowing that there's no such thing as zero. So there are ways that you can make zero, no such thing as zero in real life, like stick some money in a savings account. You could do it a little bit. Like when I had literally no money, I was like, I'm just putting $20 in this jar. And that way my nervous system knows there's always something. So that there would never be this feeling of like, you get to zero. There's no such thing as zero. I have $20 in that jar. If I really needed to, I could walk down to the corner and get a latte and feel totally abundant. You know, there are little things you can do to like help the brain hack, because our systems are really integrated in it. But there's no such thing as zero. There isn't. And some of my breakthrough moments, because oh, I'm telling you what, like if I wrote these things down in a book, you'd be like, I can't believe that all those things happened to the same person. Like there were so many moments that came to zero on paper, negative on paper. I don't know, like all of the things you can think on paper. But as I learned how to work with this flow state and how to listen, and I also agreed, like I made a contract with the universe and a covenant of myself. I said, I give myself to this new definition of whole wealth, abundance, and stewardship in a cosmic sense, understanding that that might completely take me out of the game on finance. That might mean I never have money again. I don't know, because I know that it can't define it, but I'm willing to go on that journey because that's the more important thing to me. When I brought myself into that greater reality, it started to show me how we can play with this linear one. We're not subject to it. We get to play with it. So the knowing that there's no zero is super important to know, that like for your nervous system, if you see it on paper, it probably means that the breakthrough's coming. And then there's two kinds of breakthroughs, okay? Because we assume in our linear mind that breakthrough means that the money's going to come, right? I need $20,000 by Friday or else I'm going to lose this thing. So if I just go to my spherical time future that says that this happened for the best and highest good, and I dance with that, then the money's going to come. But you can feel in yourself, if you're carrying with you kind of the scaredness that like, I don't want it to happen. And so I'm just like praying that it shows up. And if that's in there, you haven't actually released fully to hold the true sacred paradox. The sacred paradox is surrender. It's like what happens in a plant medicine ceremony when you take bufo and you really go like, I am gonna die right now. And then you go, okay. And you let yourself go. That's what it's like to cross these fear thresholds because they're ingrained, they're in our DNA. We might not survive. So you have to go to the moment that's like, I actually might die right now. I actually could lose my house. If I did lose my house, what does that mean about me? Well, my family's going to probably think I'm a failure. I will have let my immediate family down. Like, you know, all these things. Just go with it. Well, so what if that happens? Let's say it happens. What does that feel like on the other side? What's the best and highest good on the other side? Go through it. Ooh, it feels like burning. It feels like burning up in my nervous system. It's so hard. It's so hard. As I do that in my meditation, wherever those come up, and then I give that as a gift to the offering, as an offering to the all. That experience of crossing the threshold where you walk right through the fire of fear and you let it burn through your system is not something an angel gets the opportunity to do. That's what I get to do because I'm human. So I just dance with that, let it burn through me. And then, you know what, those moments though, those 0 moments where I thought that the absolute worst was on the threshold were the times when the breakthrough would happen right on the other side. And sometimes it was the loss, because sometimes it needed to be the loss so that I would learn how to let go of the paradigm. But sometimes it was the like miracle abundance in the form of money that's like had no reason, way, shape, or form to come in. And I'd be like, no, I have a knowing, because I started listening to the field. So I would actually be able to tell after a while, I can tell it's going to be the money or it's going to be the loss. I know it a mile away. And I don't mind either way, actually. Because I'm not attached. Like, take me on the journey, life. Cool. Do we need to subscribe some life here or some loss there as part of this experience? Like, then help me do that with grace. Help me show up to that with coherence. Help me map out what good stewardship looks in the middle of loss. If I was the best leader that I could hope to be at the end of my life and I looked back, what would I hope that I told myself to do in this moment? What would I wish that a wise elder came and sat on my shoulder and said, like, okay, little one, you have the opportunity for this path now. And like, let me assume that mantle with grace through those hard moments. But when I listen and I know that it's coming, I don't doubt it. If I listen and I know that it's coming, I do not need a shred. And I'm telling you that honestly, because I've been there enough times. I can tell you, I have sat there where the account is at 0, everything's due on Friday, and I know because I learned to listen that it's coming. And I'll just be like, I know you're coming, celebrating it with you already. And then it comes. And if I notice those things are coming with me, that I'm saying that to try to satisfy my fear, that's where it's incomplete. Then I have to back up and do the burning up work, because that hanging on for dear life is not embodied faith. That is not embodied faith. That is not embodied faith. I can't say that enough, because people especially in the coaching industry and online, business industries, they tell us to say, I believe it and I'm embodying the faith, and I kind of cast it out there as a vision. And then now I need to hang my hat on that, because if not, I'm not being a good faith person. I'm like shaking when I need to be strong in it. And so then I let myself and everybody else down. And so I just have to die hard, cling to this thing. And then like, we have to cross the threshold to kind of find out. We get whopped in the face with, was it good or bad? Like that is not embodied faith. That is not embodied faith. Embodied faith means I have a container inside of me that is open for portal play to all of the elements of the quantum universe. And I'm willing to birth it like a baby into existence. That means if it's aligned with what's true in me, and I'm going to listen to what's true in you, universe, I offer my little embodied faith womb for the cultivation of come what may. I give myself to that. I dance with what's delightful to me within that, because that's part of the puzzle piece of what I offer in the co-creation. So I would like a big house where I sit in my copper pyramid and I do my meditations. I would like that. So I dance joyously. Eventually, the universe wants that too, because it wants to experience my joy. But I have to go through different stages of like, the stuff that has to get let go of to be there. what embodied faith is saying, I see that space inside of myself. I hold this as a possible reality, and I'm willing to birth what is coming. I'm willing to be the 3D embodiment of the possible future. And I listen. I listen. If I was not listening, if I was pregnant with an actual baby, and I was not listening throughout the pregnancy, I would not know to take certain turns where certain turns were necessary. Does the body do its thing? Yeah. But does it sometimes need tending? Yes. And do we listen? Yeah. We go for checkups. We want to know, how's the heartbeat doing? Are the 5 fingers and 5 toes? Like, there's stuff that we're keeping on pace here to find out, is it a girl or boy? Like, we're keeping up with what is being brought to the portal. And that's embodied faith, giving that of yourself as a gift and listening and contributing to it as a co-creator of a new reality. And the more that you get skillful at doing that, the more you get to shape it like an art piece. While listening though, while listening. We don't strong arm and commandeer the future. That's like, why? I don't want to do that. Like all my little waveform playmates, like I don't want to like force them into some outcome that I thought was cool. Like I want to invite them to play in ways I didn't even know were possible, and offer that like the things I'm really excited about. That's part of that.
Wow. So potent, even the second time around me, hearing it. I know I'm seeing John, I saw your comments in there, like really potent messaging. Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of words right now. Do we have music maybe?
Yeah. I was thinking we could have Tatiana come on just so we could let that in. Just to let that in. Yeah. Tatiana. Let's see. I need to find my girl here. There you are. Hi. Yeah, little musical pause. Yeah.
That was so exquisite, sister. Yeah, really, really touched right now. I felt it as like a wave of love, actually, like right into my heart's core. So, yeah, I'm actually getting over like a cold, and was it actually strengthened my. It was interesting. It like strengthened my body. Listening to you.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like completely re-energized and also softened in my heart. So you're so precious, Scarlett. Thank you. I'm gonna play your song. I'm calling this your song. This is Scarlett's favorite song on my Lullabies album, and actually her belief in it, yeah, really actually had me put this on the album. So this is called May Love Carry Us Home, and that is what all of us are doing really, as we share our messages and tune into this frequency in the universe of abundance and beauty and love. I turn towards myself with a rose of forgiveness and a lily of mercy and gentleness. I turn towards my heart as the altar of redemption. Please remind me how to love. Remind me why I came. All these years, all of the ages, struggling so hard to find my way. All these years, all of the ages, when all of this time I've been held in love's embrace. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. Let love carry me home. Let love carry me home. Let love carry me. Let love carry me home. I turn towards you with a rose of forgiveness and a lily of mercy and understanding. I turn towards your heart as the altar of our love. I'm so sorry for missing you so completely. All these years, all of the ages, struggling, fighting, and forgetting. All these years, all of the ages, when all of this time we've been held in love's embrace. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us. Let love carry us home. We can sing that together. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us. Let love carry us home. We are so much more than we ever knew. I see it so clearly, I see you. We are so much more than we ever knew. I open my heart to the truth. We are so much more than we ever knew. I see it so clearly, I see you. We are so much more than we ever knew. I open my heart to the truth. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us. Remind us that we are abundant, made of stars, made of love. That there is no lack in this universe. Full, radiant beauty blessing us. Tuning into that frequency Scarlett has offered us to this field and feeling it right now. The fullness of love, the gratitude of connection, all that we dream, all that we're here to weave, make manifest for the glory of the God Goddess. Divine beings here to play in this cosmic playground. Landing in the heart which is the creative power, the creative agent, this frequency of our love. Feeling the gratitude that it is already done, all that you dream of. Already done, already here, already now. May love carry us home.
I didn't bring enough tissues for that.
We're all wiping our eyes.
I don't think it will ever not be my favorite because it's like one of the truest forms of the prayer of my heart. And I know I'm not alone in that.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful through line of the truth of our hearts and the heart of the universe, the heart of God, whatever anyone wants to call it. So thank you so much. What a gift, Tatiana. Thank you.
Yeah, you are such a gift. Yeah. We'll see you again at the end of our time. So Scarlett, we're going to dive into the last part of this video. For those of you, I know some people have had to go at the top of the hour. I just want to wish you all a beautiful solstice, and I'll send all the beautiful links afterwards. And I'll make sure that this recording is available so that you can get this last potent piece. And for those of you who can stay with us, let's just keep diving in. Yeah. Thank you. Do you want to say something about this part, Scarlett, or you?
No, let's just go into it.
All right, let's do it.
The story that I was telling about my not paying the bills is about showing the fragility of the system itself. The system itself revealed itself. It revealed itself to be incomplete and insufficient and in no way capable of reflecting back to me the truth of who I was, the truth of the human experience, the truth of just about anything at all, other than the flat little thing that it was, which ended up serving anyway. The end was just like, oh yeah, I'm actually going to be aligned also. And I learned in that season to hold sacred paradox. I had to hold multiple realities all the time. All the time. Listen, I was dedicated because the stuff that I am holding, that I feel is true inside of me, is I want for the good of humanity. I want it so badly that I won't stay in the way of it. So if I feel like there's an edge of myself that I'm just like being real stubborn in a pattern, I'm literally going to be like, steamroll me, like whatever you need to do to get me to get the message, to get the shift, because I surrender to it on behalf of the whole. I've got to at this moment. So I was really like given to whatever it was that I had to learn. And what I had to learn then was there's multiple realities happening all the time. And in fact, it leads me into a spherical time conversation, because what I was really doing with that, and what I did with the house, with the bills and the house, is that I was living in a future point where I had already paid them off. So I wasn't worried about it. I literally went to my future and was like, I sat there, I felt it. I've already felt paying off some of my family members' houses they don't even know about yet. I sit in meditation and I pay off their houses in the future, and I dance with that future version of myself, and I love her, and I love the future, and I love the whole path that got us there. And we just like have joy celebrations. I was doing that with my future self that had paid off those bills. And then I would come back to the moment and I'd have to wrestle with like, it's not true today, and they might all hate me and they think I'm bad, but that's the real truth of who I am in the future, and I'm just going to keep holding it. At the time, I couldn't tell anybody that, okay? Because you guys are hearing it now. You understand how that would sound if I just got up and was like, well, I'm just not paying my bills because Spirit told me. And like they'd be like, okay, Looney, that's irresponsible and not cool, and you probably shouldn't be telling people that. But what I was learning was detach from this as the singular reality. Move into the space where you hold sacred paradox. Utilize spherical time so that it is allowed to become true. We are in this experience of linear time, but we are not fully and entirely subject to this linear time. We are playing in a quantum world where multiple timelines are simultaneously real. You can read about this in quantum physics. I'm not making it up. It's all the mathematical equations show you that all of the possibilities are simultaneously real. What I used to think about that was the Schrodinger's cat thing, right? The cat's both alive and dead in the box, but you can't see it. I no longer think that. I no longer think that we're looking at waveforms and wondering which one we're going to collapse down into this reality. Although that's a step. That's a good step of like, I want to think that to get my mind warmed up. But now I realize all of the waveforms are moving in all directions all the time simultaneously. Which one do I want to touch? Which one do I want to invite to play? Which one do I want to like paint with in the moment? Which ones am I calling for that I'm like, oh, come be with me in the stream of flow? They're always moving. I'm not collapsing a darn thing. I'm listening. I'm inviting, I'm participating in flow. I don't need to take a snapshot of quantum and capture it like lightning in a bottle and be like, look, Ma, I touched quantum. That's not the point of my existence. So holding these dual realities, utilizing spherical time, utilizing timeline work, that is how I was able to do these things, because I didn't believe that the reflection of the linear was the complete definition of myself, wasn't the complete picture of who I was. When I went to Davos, if I had gone to Davos thinking, oh my gosh, I'm the girl whose house is about to be in foreclosure and who didn't pay her bills for a year, would I have been able to get up on stage and tell those people what's true in my soul? Not if I thought that defined me. So I had to allow for that to not define me, for that to be, yeah, it's true on paper right now. It's true in the future that that's already taken care of. If you want to meet me there, like, I'll see you after. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to dance around in this circumstantial reflection. Also, you guys, a really important thing to remember on this kind of a manifestation track is that anything that we have in this experiential reality that we're receiving as data about our life, we are accustomed to thinking of as true because it is reflecting back to us in this experiential moment. But each experiential moment is reporting to us about what was already true on the linear timeline. This doesn't have anything to do with the creation of your reality other than just enjoy it, right? Because what are you going to do about it now? So the past already happened and now it's kind of giving you a movie picture. Cool. Thanks. That again, is it grief? Is it sadness? Is it all the things that can be a beautiful gift to the all, to just be in it, revel in it, as sucky as it is or as great as it is, be with me, experience it with me. But while I'm in this moment, I get to be informing all the stuff in the algorithm that's going to make up the demonstration of the next one. And some of them move more slowly and some of them move more quickly, depending on the components that are involved and how much inner script you have that's really like attached to something else. We have no idea how much resistance we have around things until we try to move them. It's like very embedded in there, right? So if you begin to work like this, where you're constantly recreating each moment to moment for the future, not worried about what's reflecting to you right now, and you're willing to let that let you know about what in your own information patterns is tethering some of the old belief systems, then you start to get real accustomed to being free flow. Like, oh, now I can let it go because I'm used to letting things go in the moment. Did you want to believe that? No, I don't want to believe that. I said to the universe the other day, I said, you know what? I'm really sad about that one relationship. It doesn't feel the way that it felt in the beginning. I feel like that person feels like they disappointed me and I've told them they didn't. And it's just weird now, and I don't want it to be weird anymore. And the universe is like, so change it. I literally saw like a little like line of like life and momentum that I could just be like, and I did. In the very moment I was like, ah, that is henceforth changed. I hold it differently. I feel differently about it. I have not had any weird interactions. In fact, all the interactions that I've had with that person since then have been full of like gratitude, very clean. I'm like, wow, is this that easy? Is this that easy? I've never done LSD, but I imagine this is what an LSD trip is like. You just see reality and you're just like, bend, move, play. Specifically with the economics, though, I want to touch on something with the wealth. Specifically with the economics, there are ways we can do this with money. I recommend, there's no right way. I'm not dogmatic about things. Don't do things the way I did them, do things the way you want to do them. But I recommend starting with removing yourself from any linear application at all, because you can move into a play space and then you can always go back and say, oh yeah, I forgot I have this linear circumstance I'm in the middle of. How do I want to apply all this cool stuff to that right now? But if you take it with you, if you're trying to bring it with you into the expansive quantum space, it's an awful lot of baggage to try to like shove into something that doesn't fit. Like there's a reason that in computing, linear systems and quantum systems don't really play. One uses bits, one uses qubits, one uses superposition, one doesn't. Like this is like that. But we actually do have an interplay. We actually do have a translation mechanism, and this is our own harmonics. This is our own like thought patterns, frequency, resonance, like all the things in our DNA. If you've ever studied the gene keys is how your DNA and your body resonates with all of this world around you. It's amazing. So with whole wealth, we get to play with money, and money is something that I believe deeply. And I'm gonna feel emotional about this. I believe deeply that it wants to be invited to life and greater life. I mean, I really think that. You're looking at a long-term trajectory on a planet where something got created by humans, which are creator beings on a creator planet, and then got totally subversively harnessed and deployed for leverage that was always going to keep things in a prison of accumulation and depletion. Now, what thing that gets created, no matter what that thing is, what thing wants that for its long game story? There's just no way that money wants that for its long game story. And money is an energy carrier. I don't care if it's like cash or if it's Bitcoin or if it's just digital currency that's gold backed. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's an energy carrier. And what do we have in our world that's natural, that is an energy carrier like this? We have water. We have water that is like this. And kind of ironically, maybe not ironically, maybe meant for harm, but also getting to get used for good, is that water was built around concepts of maritime law, currency. You have banks, it's called currency. There's all, you know, it's meant to be flow. I find that interesting because I think it's given to this stage of evolution in a really beautiful way. With water, I don't know if you guys have looked at water, some of the cool things people are doing with water. You know, you can do the thing with freezing it and letting it like show you its version of its memory of what it's captured. But also vortexing water is a really beautiful thing. So vortexing water brings it back to structure that is like it's kind of clean slate. Clean slate, open, you can think of it as like kind of programmable. And so you vortex the water, and in that state, I like to do this, and then I just say something to it lovely, like, "You're welcome to life and greater life. Please be a part of my day today. I would love it if you would like to nourish the plants and dance with them in your life, in your new life. I would love it if you would nourish me and my daughter in our life. The things that we do, let it be an extension. Let everything be done also for the best and highest good. Do you want to play like that with me today?" And I just ask the water if it wants to dance like that in my system. And I just imagine how that changes the way that my cells are interacting, because there's so much that's dependent upon water, right? In everything, it's in everything. Money is like this. Right now, money is all throughout our society. It's everywhere. So one of the things I began doing was a calibration of accounts that occurred to me a few years ago. I had this vision. I saw that there were pools of money, figuratively, not like Donald Duck diving in a pool of gold or something, but like pools of money figuratively that I was watching, and they looked like you guys know those like water fountains where like some will spill out to this one, and then some will spill out into this one. They're kind of tiered. And I was watching it play out, and I was like, oh, it's like a little filtration system. I feel like it's a little like rehabilitation like experience for this money. I wonder like what this is. And it reminded me of like an Ayurvedic treatment journey that a friend had gone on that was like 3 weeks long. And the first week is like deep detox, and the second week is like replenishment, and then the third week is like creative nourishment and things like this. And you just kind of come from being tattered and torn from the beatings of the world, and then you go in this beautiful cocoon of regeneration. You come out the other side and you're like a whole new being. And so I sent it to some friends of mine that do energetics work, and I said, hey, could we come up with like an energetics program for money laundering? I was calling it money laundering, joking about like literally cleaning the energy of the money. And so we started to play with that idea. And now this year, earlier this year, it came back around because when I was starting up some new things for some businesses, like I was being stopped in my tracks at each juncture. There was absolutely nothing that this human was going to do that was like status quo. Just absolutely not. We were going to pause and lift the ceiling of possibility and ask, what is possible today that didn't appear possible yesterday? If I'm going to weave subtly something into the operating systems right now that is indicative of the future that I would love to behold for humanity, what might that thing be? And then I would begin to do little things here and there that would allow that to be woven in. So one such thing is we changed the ledgers of all the organizations that I was leading or worked for at the time and my personal like family budget, changed the ledgers from income and expense, like whatever. We changed all of that. And we changed it to harmonic outflow and harmonic inflow. So harmonic flow. And I imagined welcoming everything to life in these fields of fields that is more like a torus field of flow where things are just moving in all directions at all times and can like really elegantly dock with other whole systems, and you get creator energy from that space. There's no such thing as depletion in that space. No such thing as entropy. By the way, again, science, you can read about autopoiesis and the states of autopoiesis in living systems that make them self-regenerative, but can also dock elegantly with other whole living systems. It's a real thing. But applied here to banking, I was like, okay, so now what I want to do is I want to like give this bank account, this brand new bank account for this endeavor that I'm starting, I want to give it an opportunity for life and greater life. Like I want to give it the best kind of honor that I know how with what I have to give. And so, and for me, that means I'm like releasing the cloak of self-judgment. I'm not worried about what other people will think about this or if it's not good enough or whatever. It's an offering from my heart, and I'm going to work with what I have. So, for these accounts, I kind of felt into like first invited them to living fields. Like, hey, do you want to play in this like living field space with like inviting money to life and greater life? Do you want to have a purpose? What do you want that purpose to be? Very similar to like when I created a drum with a Native American group in Vermont, and in that ceremony, you bring an intention to it, but you sit in listening to like what this might want to become, and you thank the skin, like it was an elk skin that I used. We thank the elk for its life that came before and everything that it was, and also we thank it for the transition that it's becoming something new, and then we thank it for the new life that it's going to have from here on out as a drum. So thank you for being an elk. Thank you for being a drum. I invite you to do this. Mine was a spirit drum of peace. I invite you to do this as a spirit drum of peace. But also listening, like what might you want to do? You want to hang out with children. They wanted to go to places in the woods to be awakened, like all these things that had a life of its own. And I was listening so that I wasn't just like telling it how it was going to serve me. I was being with it and welcoming it to life, and I'm participating and it's participating, and we're doing something co-creating together. So the account, I was doing that too. It was like, okay, what purpose do you want to serve? I know we need an account to do XYZ, so I'd like this one to be for that. And then it would inform me what all of that could look like in this kind of new earth kind of a context in greater life. So I would document it. I gave it a place on the planet that it could kind of have a conceptual tether to, so that it could be more real in ways of relationship that are anchored the way that I am anchored. I am a child of the stars. I'm a child of the earth. My body and my being came up as an extension of Gaia herself. Would you like a connection like that, little account? So let me do that for you. Let me hold ceremony for you so that the numbers that you were created of, even though they're in an institution, are not subject to merely this institution. They were just born within the institution, but they're also born on this planet and also crossed my path, and everything that crosses my path gets invited to life and greater life. Would you like to dance in that life with me? We give it a connection to the earth. And then from that place, we begin offering intention and blessing to the money that flows in any direction, because it's flowing in any direction at all times anyway, just like all energy is. And so I show up to things with intention and blessing, right? If they're coming in, oh, I welcome you. Thank you for coming in. Dance a while. The water's nice here. Come in and play. Any payment that gets sent in, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. You're among friends. There's lots of cool stuff happening here. Anything that I need to send out, Oh my goodness, please bless everything that you touch, like wings going across the wind, just like dabbling on every little thing, every little radio wave along the way, whatever it is that you encounter. Be a blessing, be a blessing, be a blessing. If ever you needed permission to light up blessing, you have an infinite source of blessing. Please ride on the wind and carry it. This is how I like to pay bills. In that way, it is never depletion. There is never, ever anything that depletes my field, ever. I could literally just be paying Comcast, the internet. And it's beyond being grateful for the internet. I am grateful for the internet. I'm grateful that we have a system of exchange that's able to let them get paid something so they provide a service. I'm grateful for that. But I'm way grateful for beyond that and what it's able to become. That little exchange is doing a service to the all because it's giving itself to something that is interdimensional. I got internet and I got to send blessings out in every direction based on internet. Thank you, internet. I thank my computer. I'm like, oh, did you know what you were in for when you were being built? Did you know that you were going to be at the center of like all of this goodness? Did you have any idea? Are you excited? What else can we do today? Like with my computer. I get so excited because of what is possible. The recalibration of things like accounts, the things that the ways that we think of money, the income and the depletion. I'm telling you, just little tiny changes, and you don't have to let go of your current reality. You really don't. I'm not asking you to, because I went through this to an extreme, you guys, and I did feel crazy for a while. I was like, well, they're gonna lock me in the loony bin. Like, I don't know what's real. So it's okay to see your like current reality and know that it's true. Just let it be true for yourself. Like, yes, that's a true reality. And also let yourself know it's an incomplete picture and there's another reality. And the more that you want to dance in the quantum reality that is touching the all, that is all source at all resource, all source, all of anything. And I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but realities do turn on a dime. They turn on a dime. One day, the answer is like, no, there's no option for you. No, you didn't get that job. No, you didn't get that house. No, you're not, sorry, there's nothing there. No, the bank account's empty, whatever the thing is. And literally it could be like hours later or like the next day. And you get this other message that's like, oh, actually there was an error. Sorry, we meant that email for somebody else. It is your job. This actually, you thought that was the path, but you have this better thing over here. Like, how many times have we watched reality change on a dime? People talk about not making decisions based on evidence, but I think that there's plenty of evidence of miracles all the time that show us that spherical time is actually the greater truth. So this is an invitation to play wildly with what is possible for you at the depths of your being as the abundant being that you are. Play with your money, play with your relationships, play with your business, however you want. If it feels fun for you, you could invite things in your sphere to life and greater life. I love it because it makes me think of my own field. It makes me think of my field of fields. I think of like my personal one that touches my family. I think of my one that is kind of global. Because then I'm like, well, the global one, like everything kind of touches it. So does that mean I get to like invite everything on the planet to life and greater life? Don't tempt me, I might. You know, it makes me aware of my own fields. And then I get to get surprised at what wants to play. It also helps me learn about my own sovereignty, because the more things touch that flow through spherical time, a lot of stuff comes. You get in flow state and synchronicities pop up, good, bad, and ugly, stuff that subscribes to your old belief systems. And so you get this opportunity to be like, okay. I've been remembering who I am as all abundance. And now I'm in the state of remembering who I am as sovereign being. What are the edges of my puzzle piece that I carry? I'm a 1 in 8 billion puzzle piece, super custom cut. Like, what are these edges? Who am I? What does that mean? I used to let anything and everything that was for the best and highest good into my field because I was like, it's aligned. And then I started realizing that there's a lot of things for the best and highest good that can be in my global field, but they don't get to be in my personal field because this one's extremely, it's handling some stuff. So I'm going to calibrate, and then the ones that are in that field get to be in that field, and I'll figure that out. And the universe will inform me, spirit will inform me, my own intuition will inform me. So I've had the opportunity to fortify my sovereignty in this process as well. And I'll tell you guys, like, please hear all of this with a grain of salt, because it is my experience, and I offer it humbly as that, as an experience. If there's something you can take from it that you feel like is useful for you, then I love that. And also, your way is just as epic. Your path is phenomenal because you are custom cut, like that jigsaw puzzle piece, that one of 8 billion. Like, there is never any mistake about the incarnation to this planet, especially at this juncture. If you were born on the planet in this juncture, you have a very specific thing in your being. And I'm always like beaming with curiosity about what that might be for each person. Like, I'm looking at your faces right now going like, oh my golly, what am I beholding right now? Like the treasure trove. You are such a wonder. You are such a wonder. Your path, your way of doing it, the way that you get to see things, the way that you map out what works for you or what doesn't. It's so perfectly perfect. It's so perfectly perfect. So I celebrate you, and I hope that you continue to celebrate you and get lots of opportunities for that in the coming days and weeks too.
Mm.
Well, hi. Is
Yeah,
Teresa here?
I am. I'm just I'm kind of speechless at the moment. Um, I'm really glad that everybody stayed with us. I'm gonna bring you back in, Scarlett.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so glad that everybody stayed with us today. I can see from the
Thank
chat like a very potent transmission. Um, are there any kind of like final kind of thoughts that you want to just like ground this in before we just have a piece of music and send people off on their day today?
I just feel generally very grateful. This has been a really beautiful experience for me to be able to be present with this group. Many of you here I do know, but also many of you I don't know. And so, like I said in the beginning, it was like a vulnerable set of shares for me. And yet something that I feel so deeply passionate about. And I just really thank you all for really sitting kind of sidelines that's deeply personal. And I continue to hold that I really believe in regeneratively thriving futures for the best and highest good. I believe that each of us are part of that, and that that's a trajectory that we get to hold and co-create and be a part of together. And I don't think that's stressful or pressureful or anything like that. I think it's like whatever lights you up the most is probably the exact puzzle piece that's most needed. And so yeah, what a treasure it is for us to have these intersections together. So I just would like to leave it there as an offering, like I said before, and really just please know that I'm very grateful. I can really feel the distinct specificity of the energy of this collective, like this group that's here right now, and it's really alive and really potent, really beautiful. So what a way to bring a close to the year.
I know. I'm so glad that this was our topic for the year, and also that we had Tatiana with us. And I'm not going to go to announcements today because we've gone a little over, and I just want us to close out with we have a music video from Tatiana. but I did put a link to Scarlett's Substack. So she's going to be writing and she's going to be sharing more of her message in the Scarlet Letters. And so grab that one, and Tatiana's virtual concert that we're going to have. And I'm going to put all of the links in the email that I'm going to send out with this recording. I see several people want to share it with their family. Somebody wants to share it with their partner before she changes the names of their bank accounts. I love that. I started to do that, blessing all of my money going in and out. I've been doing that for a while and it feels so good. It never feels, yeah, it never feels anything but good. And I know that there's some of you that might want to stay on and ask a question of Scarlett. I know, John, you really enjoyed it today. You've been putting some message in the chat. So if anybody wants to stay after the music is complete, then we'll just be available just for a few minutes to hear some reflections, because it would be nice to just receive Scarlett. And Tatiana, are you still here, or do we want to just have Kaylin play our music? Let's see. Tatiana. Let's see. I have to just look on this little list here, and then I can see if I can find her. I think she's gone. So Kaylin, if you would do that, if you would play, this is a music video that she has for her new album. We'll just receive that and let this message soak in, and then we'll come back and say our last goodbyes.
Everything is breathing in. Everything is breathing out. The whole universe is breathing with me. Everything is opening. Everything is closing in this universe. I feel the breath of the universe rushing through my body. The breath of the universe, the breath of life. I am breathing. I am feeling. I am alive. I am a mystery. Everything is breathing in. Everything is breathing out. The whole universe is breathing with me. The earth breathes. The stars breathe. The whole universe breathes with me. The pulse of the universe is rushing through me. Breathing in, I am the universe awakening. Breathing out, I am the universe remembering. I am life, connected to all living things. The earth breathes in the ocean tides that rise and fall. The stars breathe, expanding and collapsing in cycles of creation and destruction. Cherub Chama, great primordial mother, mother of all Buddhas, embodiment of the loving nature of this universe. Breathing in, I receive your love. Breathing out, I let go and release all things unto you. Great Mother, life giver, breathe me open to greater life.
Let's just take this energy, this beautiful feeling that we have in our hearts, and just pulse it around the planet today. Every man, woman, child, animal, flying birds, water in the oceans, every particle in the universe, feel this love today. Carry this in your heart today, through your heart today. Shine it onto everyone you touch. Thank you, beautiful Global Coherence Pulse community, for showing up this year, every month, pulsing the planet with love. We have such an incredible impact we're making on the world by showing up like this. Yeah. Yeah, blessings to everyone. And special blessings to Tatiana. I can't wait for her concert, and for Scarlett. Let's send her so much love. And if you'd like to stay on for a few minutes, if there's anybody like John, I'd love to just hear from you. I know you were really moved today, and just wonder if you have something you'd like to share.
Thank you, Teresa. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you, Scarlett and Tatiana. What a beautiful event. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's really touched me in a very deep and profound way. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Anybody else like to share something?
Yeah, we kind of feel the same way, that it was just extremely touching. Tatiana's music was heavenly. I mean, really enjoyed Scarlett's presentation. And, I could really resonate with a lot of what you've experienced, Scarlett. I mean, I was on the brink of death about 2 years ago. I didn't know from night to night if I was going to live or not. And so it just made me really reflect back on that. I had a terminal illness that I was healed from. And back in 2005, yeah, I understand the whole thing about having $18. I pretty much had lost everything that I had worked for almost 30 years. So, and so, yeah, we really resonated with, a lot of what you said.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Anybody else? Charles, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Jade, it's beautiful to see you. Yeah.
I'm just full with the harmonic flow. Scarlett, thank you. Thank you, Teresa, for you.
Thank you, Charles.
I would just like to say, I know you said you're going late, but I want to thank you for that, because I couldn't join until about 15, 20 minutes ago. I'm so glad I caught the end of this. Those visuals while Tatiana's song was going they were just beautiful. I loved it. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. We'll send that recording along, so that we all have it. I know some people would like to listen to it again. That was my third time watching that presentation because it moved me so much and I got so much out of it, and really have been choosing yeah, to be all abundant in an earth that's all abundant, in a universe that's all abundant. Like that really stuck with me in such a deep way. And we can keep choosing that. We can keep choosing that in every moment. Yeah. All right. Anybody else before we go off for today? All right. Scarlett, thank you again. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing yourself and your heart so beautifully. And, you know, kind of, I think it's hard sometimes when we're actually living in the new world to let ourselves be seen as living in the new world. Like we have to be willing to allow ourselves the courage to say, I'm standing on the other side and it's glorious here, even when it's hard. And it's worth standing here, even when it feels scary, because what's here is so much more glorious than we could ever, 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 ever imagine. And yet it's right here. So I think the more and more of us this year that have the courage to just simply live in this state of love and choose it and choose it and choose it, that we have an impact that is so glorious and so unspeakable, so big. All right. Happy solstice, everyone. Hey, Millions meditating tomorrow. If you want to join, they're doing a 3-hour event. I put the link in chat to that, and I'll also send it in the email so you'll have everything you need. Yeah. Blessings, everyone. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Blessings, everyone. Namaste.
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 Bye-bye.